Dr. Scott Niblo, Norfolk Chiropractic Center. Today's topic is flat feet. So a lot of times people are, when we are evaluating them, new patient evaluations, we have them take their shoes off and oftentimes their socks if it's a lower back complaint in particular. And sometimes they're perplexed at that. Why do you need to look at my feet for that? So the reason we do that is mechanically or biomechanically, we want to assess your entire structure from the ground up to see compensatory things or things that could be contributing to your actual chief complaint. So flat feet is a very, very common issue that people have, and most are in denial about it, to be honest. So when they sit and they take their shoes and socks off, they say, oh, look at my arch. I have high arches, not part of my issue. So the way you assess a foot is you have to be standing, and then we also look at the wear pattern on the bottom of your shoe to see when you heel strike toe off or walk, what the wear pattern is, because that's really reflective as to how your gait is, or in other words, how you're walking normally or abnormally. So flat feet typically you have three arches in your feet. You have a medial arch, which is on the inside of the foot, a lateral arch on the outside, and then a transverse arch underneath your toes. So those three comprise an arch so that your foot does not collapse. And when those begin to break down, the lateral one typically is the first one to break down. And the wear pattern, if you look at the bottom of your shoes, the outside corner, back corner of your shoes is going to be worn prematurely relative to the rest of the shoe. That's called a functional pronator. Typically then, you may have some knee symptoms and some back symptoms associated with it, and it may require some orthotics or some arch supports within the shoe to help stabilize the arches so that the rest of this stuff can be dealt with more efficiently and really more appropriately for the long term. Because if you just treat this and you don't look anything further, don't look down the lower kinetic chain, and they keep having symptoms, you really haven't served that person maybe as well as you could. So long story short, flat feet are a big part of spine and knee problems. And if you have either of those complaints, always make sure that your feet or your footwear is being looked at too, just as a possibility, as a contribution to what you're having symptomatically. Hope that helps.